Cancer, and welcome to your October 2018 general reading. So, give me a minute here, Cancer. You've already got 3 cards that are speaking about the need to rest, okay? Your overall card for the whole month is the Four of Swords, okay? So all the fours represent stability in our lives and the foundation, so very much about structure. But the Four of Swords, to me, when it appears, it's about a need to replenish your energy. So some of you might be feeling tired, a little bit burnt out. There's no reason for me to feel that you might be burnt out, but there's definitely a need to rest because your protector energy is also the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a card about, it is a non-action card. Its overall meaning, the Two of Swords, is a card of peace. She's got a golden blindfold on, so it's not about enforced restriction, but a little bit of a need to step back and regain peace. This would be particularly if you've had, your readings the last couple of months have been very sort of interesting, especially around relationships. But there's definitely this need to restore and replenish your energy. Now, what lies behind you is 2 beautiful queens, okay? The Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Now, that is pretty powerful because when we get the Queen energy, it's about real personal growth, and the Kings, but generally, quite often when we have 2 queens, it might mean that you've had circumstances that have pushed you towards that growth, okay? I am not sure. The Queen of Cups would be your card, and the Queen of Pentacles would be one of the earth signs. I don't tend to read the cards that way. I tend to read them in the elements because in the birth chart, I'm also an astrologer, has all the different elements. So this is really mastery, not only of your emotional nature, but of the more practical side of your life. And maybe because you've had to grow into these 2 powerful queens, there's a need to rest and get your energy back. Now, what you most want is the 10 of Pentacles. So this would be a happy conclusion around, it could be around an inheritance, around work, something to do with the practical parts of your life. The 10 of Pentacles is quite an overflowing energy, which means there's plenty. You're not having to worry. There's a flow of practical energy. It's also a card about sharing. So you most want this state of openness, Cancer, but don't forget your protector energy is about restoring your peace and your harmony. And sometimes there's so many different ways to do that. Some people practice yoga, some people practice meditation. It's whatever works for you, okay? Now the challenge is the Knight of Wands, and I'm asking why this is a challenge. Because you've got the King of Wands showing up as well. So there's an awful lot of fiery desire to move forward, especially around the work area of your life. But there might be a little bit of a challenge in getting things moving because the Hanging Man is in your soul position, which is not far off the Two of Swords and the Four of Swords, okay? It's this state of suspended animation. It's almost something's ready to happen, but you're in a gestation period because the Knight of Wands is a challenge, would mean moving forward or hearing this news or propelling your life forward is a little bit of a challenge. And your protector element is to go in and to wait. Because pushing doesn't work. because things happen when they're ready to happen. And I think that's where the Knight of Wands is your challenge here, because the Knights bring quite rapid change around, and so does fire. So there's definitely an energy about being much more in your element, which is receptive, allowing and waiting. Now, in your relationship sector, you've got the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is a quite protective energy. So some of you might be in a relationship situation where you've totally had enough, okay? You're a little bit worse for wear. Or you're needing, sorry Cancer, or you're needing to protect your energy a little bit again, because the Nine of Wands is essentially someone who's worked for these wands and they want to protect what they have already built up. Okay, now if this is a between you and another person, there might be an energy of keep out, and a little bit of your communication issues are a little bit not as you want them. I'll be doing your love reading next week, which might tell us a little bit more. Around your work sector, you've got the King of Wands, okay? That's an awful lot of power going on here, guys, because wands are about our power to act. And the irony is, your challenge is a wand card, but there's this beautiful King of Wands wanting to push you forward in areas of your work life, okay? And then spiritually, you've got the Hanged Man. So there's a little bit of irony here between movement and non-action. And another sign, I think it was Capricorn, got exactly the same message. That there seems to be a period of gestation. Venus is in Scorpio. Scorpio always represents its death and rebirth. So it always represents a waiting energy. I'm going to clarify this for you. Your outcome is the beautiful Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is about sharing yourself with other people. There's a rainbow, and the reason why there's a rainbow is it talks about the conclusion of a stormy period of your life. And when the rainbow comes, it represents that happy outcome. Something's worked towards a healthy state of completion. I'm going to clarify your work area. Look, Cancer, you've also got the Ace of Wands. So the wow, absolutely really dynamic movement around work. And maybe this is why some of you are so tired. Because working at this cylinder and this level of power might give you a little bit of burnout here, Cancer, okay? And maybe that's why the need to rest and take a step back is what you're doing a lot in your spare time. Sorry, everything keeps juggling. And maybe that's why in your relationship sector, you're being a little bit more protective of your energy because there's so much concentrated focus in your work life. The Hanged Man does represent that waiting energy. There is no way around it. The Hanged Man will never mean anything else, okay? And a lot of people don't like patience, but there's a reason why the Hanged Man is on his road to enlightenment. Because when we work out that one of the themes of life is it takes time for things to come to manifestation, and we learn to be at peace with that, that's when we get access to this brand new energy force, this brand new potential. Now, the outcome is a Ten of Cups with the beautiful Empress card. Wow. Happy families, love, prosperity, abundance. But it looks like it's going to be an interesting month, Cancer. If I had any message for you, I'd be birthing new things around the practical areas of your life, because that seems to be where your power lies and where the energy wants to go. And if we learn to follow the energies about what's working, then that's when we tend to get really successful outcomes. Because whatever's going on in relationships, by the end of the month, you came through it, okay? So when we know we're about to come through something, we can use our energy in much more, we can put our energy into things that we know are going to work for us. And yours is definitely around the practical areas of your life, and definitely about the need to rest and restore your peace. So that would be my advice for you. I'll do your relationship readings next week, and we'll try and find out what the meaning of this 9 of Wands is. I am not totally worried at all, Cancer, because the energy seems to want to go somewhere else. And when we do that, the relationship stuff sorts itself out. That's the irony of this very, very simple world. Sometimes if we take a step back, the things around us resolve in their own time. Okay, Cancer, loads of love. Bye.